A name that once stood for success now carries only silence, only pain, only regret. The man who built an empire from a small shop now holds only fading memories. In shaking hands, the gold and silver pawn shop, once filled with laughter, stories, and historic deals, now echoes with nothing but the silence of truth, hidden behind closed doors. It began like a silent storm, an investigation. No one said anything, but everything began to shift. A small suspicion, some leaked documents, too many questions, and finally, the truth. A truth Rick never imagined. He was accused of hiding taxes, of laundering money, of dealing in stolen pieces of history. But the real pain was not the courtroom, not the lawyers, not the flashing headlines. The real pain was that empty chair where his son Adam once sat. The real pain was that familiar voice of his father, Old Man Harrison, now frozen forever in a photo frame. Rick said, "I lost my son. I lost my father. And now I may lose my last ounce of dignity." April 2025. The trial began. The courtroom packed. Media everywhere. Flashes, tension, questions, and silence. Prosecutor Emily Carter told a story that felt more like a nightmare. Rick was accused of hiding over $1 million, of purchasing illegal artifacts. Emails surfaced where he clearly asked, "Is this item safe? Is the source clean?" And yet, he approved the deal. Statues stolen from Iraq. Pottery dug from sacred Peruvian soil. One by one, each item became a weapon against him. And the sharpest wounds came not from the court, but from his own people, who stood against him. An accountant, an Interpol expert, and a loyal customer, who said, "I saw him with my own eyes, buying the illegal piece." The defense argued, he was a broken man, a grieving father, not a criminal mastermind. His lawyer Robert Shapiro said, Rick trusted the wrong people. His heart was shattered. His judgment was cloudy. But his intentions were never dark. Corey Harrison, his son, took the stand and said, "My dad always taught me to be honest. But when the heart breaks, the mind follows." Linda, a longtime employee, broke down in tears. She said, "He used to sit in silence, staring at Adam's photo. He never smiled again." Then Rick stood up, his voice trembling, his lips moving, but words almost stopped. "I'm not a thief. I'm just a father who couldn't save his son. A son who once made me proud. And today, I feel ashamed to even look in the mirror." The courtroom went silent. The judge called a break. Rick sat back down, tears falling. Silently, in prison, things grew darker. He stopped eating, stopped sleeping, stopped talking. He only said one thing, over and over. "I don't deserve to live. I can't look at myself anymore." He was placed on suicide watch. A cold cell, a counselor, and the walls listened as Rick spoke to Adam, as if his son was still sitting beside him. He heard his father's voice, echoing in the corners of that lonely room. Outside, people split into two sides. Some said, "Rick made mistakes. He deserves his sentence." Others said, "He is just a tired man, drowning in grief." Corey posted online, "My dad is not perfect, but he's still my hero. Please pray for him." The jury is still deciding. A silent fate waits in a quiet room, behind closed doors. Will Rick walk free, or will he spend life behind bars, with memories? And Chumlee, in a prison cell, will the pawn shop survive, or will the empire collapse with him? Time has stopped, but pain keeps flowing. Rick Harrison's journey was never just a show. It was a life, now shattered, piece by piece.